This episode of Marijuana Today Daily is brought to you by our friends over at ease.com, California's top one-stop website for legal marijuana delivery, and now an option for adult use consumers in Portland, Oregon. Ease's first foray in on-demand adult use delivery outside of the Golden State. And for the rest of us, there's easewellness.com, which puts professionally curated hemp-derived CBD products in your mailbox in just 4 to 6 business days. Good morning, Marijuana Nation. It's Thursday, March 14th, 2019, and you're tuned in to episode 685 of Marijuana Today Daily. I'm your host, Shay Gunther, and I'll be walking you through today's marijuana news and headlines. As always, we have a full and busy day of cannabis news in our hands, so let's jump right into it. Yesterday, the Florida State House voted 101 to 11 to approve a bill that lifts a ban on the smoking of medical marijuana. Senate Bill 182 passed out of the Senate last week on a vote of 38 to 0 and now heads to the desk of Governor Ron DeSantis, who is expected to sign it, as he was the one who pushed legislators to remove the ban. The new bill would also allow doctors to prescribe up to 210 days worth of medicine, as opposed to the 70-day limit as it currently stands. Only patients under the age of 18 living with a terminal illness and who have gotten second opinions will be allowed to smoke medical cannabis. This is a pretty big deal, so may be worthy of a full read. Swing over to the Orlando Sentinel. TMZ has an update on the storyline of former NFL football player David Irving, who took to Instagram Live recently to announce his retirement from playing professional football because of how the National Football League handles cannabis use by its players. TMZ is reporting that Irving, who is only 25 years old, is getting bombarded with business offers and opportunities from the legal marijuana industry. Irving says that he's working to launch his own cannabis strain and has been in touch with entrepreneur and FUBU co-owner Jay Alexander about a new television project. This is an interesting larger storyline, as I wonder if we'll see an uptick in the number of younger football players who copy Irving's migration into the cannabis industry. Something to keep on your radar. We wrap up our top news today in New York, where both the Senate and House have included adult use legalization in their annual budget legislation introduced on Tuesday. Kyle Yeager over Marijuana Moment has an excellent and comprehensive write-up on this one that dives into all the right details. I reported earlier this week that New York Governor Andrew Cuomo told reporters that he wasn't sure adult use legalization would be moved on this year, so the prospects for progressive change in 2019 are still a little up in the air. If New York is on your list of places to watch, probably not a bad story to read, and even if it's not. Those are our top stories for today. It's time for Marijuana Today Daily Headlines Blitz. Before we blitz on headlines, let's quickly thank our sponsor, ease.com, California's top one-stop website for legal marijuana delivery, and now an option for legal adult use cannabis consumers in the Portland, Oregon area. If you like the idea of getting properly tested, packaged, and labeled legal adult use cannabis dropped off at your door in less than an hour, then being a customer of Ease is going to blow your mind. Assuming you live in a part of California or Oregon where Ease is active, and that's during legal delivery hours, you'll hear a knock at your door in less than 60 minutes from one of the local dispensaries that Ease partners with. Ease only works with the top shops in its active areas, so you know you're in for a great customer experience. And if you're outside California, easewellness.com is the place to go for professionally curated hemp-derived CBD products. That's ease.com and easewellness.com. With Ease spelled E-A-Z-E. All right, time for the blitz. Yesterday, Canadian marijuana company Aurora Cannabis announced that it was bringing on Nelson Peltz as a strategic advisor. Mr. Peltz is a longtime activist investor and apparently is a pretty big deal in the world of public markets, as the news caused the price of Aurora stock to close 14% higher on the day. The Atlanta Police Department will no longer ask police officer candidates if they've smoked marijuana in the past 2 years. The department said that police officers are barred from consuming once they're hired, but that they were having trouble finding enough qualified candidates when it was screening out people who have smoked in the 2 years ahead of applying. Kyle Yeager jumps back into the headlines with a story about proposed legislation in Missouri that would allow medical marijuana patients to have their criminal records scrubbed of certain kinds of low-level marijuana possession charges. The bill has now made it out of the Missouri State House and swings over to the Senate for deliberations there. The state of Arkansas is getting closer to rolling out its new medical cannabis program. State regulators just approved a second licensed cultivation center and said they expect the first dispensaries to open their door later next month after a final round of inspections. New cannabis ventures as news of a large acquisition up in Canada, with the HEXO Corporation buying up Newstrike Brands Limited for $263 million Canadian. The all-stock deal will give HEXO an extra 330,000 pounds or so of annual capacity, as well as Newstrike's 1.8 million square feet of production and cultivation space. Marijuana Business Daily is reporting that 20 employees of the Ontario Cannabis Store have agreed to unionize under the banner of the United Food and Commercial Workers Union. The 20 founding union members work in the Ontario Cannabis Store's call center and will pay $30 a month in union dues. Not too bad for a little bit of job security and collective bargaining power. And finally for today, we end with a story by Marijuana Business Daily's John Schroyer about California-based marijuana company MedMen and their expulsion from the New York Medical Cannabis Industry Association, which said it took the move after allegations were raised over racist and homophobic remarks made by MedMen CEO Adam Bierman. A MedMen company spokesperson said that the expulsion was news to them and that they had not been notified. Those are the headlines and news for the day. I'll be back with you again tomorrow morning with another information-packed episode of Marijuana Today Daily. But in the meantime, if you have any stories to share or feedback to give, zip us an email to headlines@mjtodaydaily.com. And while you're clicking around the interwebs, swing over to our Twitter account at mjtodaydaily and visit our website at mjtodaydaily.com to find links to all the news we cover. Thanks to our sponsor, Ease, and to all of our awesome Patreon listeners for the support that makes this show possible. To join the illustrious ranks of the Patreon listeners yourself, swing over to our website at mjtodaydaily.com and click on that big blue button at the top of the page that says Become a Patron. I'm your host, Shay Gunther. Thanks for tuning in and starting your day with Marijuana Today.
One take, Shay. One take.